Good morning, class. Professor Viersen, and I'm going to help you get through problem 11-30. This happens to be probably the hardest homework problem you do. I don't test you on this, and I'm just going to show you the answer, and I'll have to verbally explain where the numbers come from. I don't even have time to go through the calculations on the calculator. So just kind of follow along with me and I'll try and explain this the best I can, do it in an auditory method. Okay, so first of all, we have three tables. This first table is the standard cost, including the standard material, the standard labor, the standard for variable and fixed overhead. The second table down here are the actual amounts that are used, and finally, here are the variances. So when you do journal entries, you combine the variances with the different calculations. First of all, we're going to record the purchase of raw materials. So this is going to be the actual number of pounds that we bought, 9,950 pounds, times the standard cost of $6. That's 5,900, 700. The amount that we pay, amount payable, is the 9,950 times our actual cost, which was $6.30, and then we bring over the price variance, which is 29.85, and unfavorable is going to be debited. Favorable will be credited. The next one is a journal entry to use the raw material. We'll take the 1,100 pots that we made, we'll multiply it by the standard of 8 pounds per pot, and then we'll multiply that by the standard cost of $6, and that's 52,800. The raw materials used will be 9,350 times the standard of $6, and the difference will be the unfavorable $3,300 quantity variance for direct material. The third one combines both the labor costs, and the first one is the work in process, and that of course will be again 1,100 pots times the standard of 2 hours. That's 2,200 standard hours times the standard cost for labor of $15, so that's 33,000. We have a direct labor efficiency variance unfavorable of 3,300. We have a favorable direct labor rate variance, so that's credited. And then finally, we have to make the workers happy, so we pay them their wages, which the actual wage was $14, and that actual amount of hours is 2420. So that's where the 33,880 comes from. Next, we move on to recording the actual overhead. So that's just taken directly from here where we had actual overhead of 10,400 for variable, 406, fixed overhead. So we debit the actual overhead and we credit various accounts. And then underneath is where we allocate the overhead into the work in process. So the allocation is going to be the variable overhead of 8,800. That's 2,200, 1,100 pots times the standard of 2 hours, or I should say over here the standard is 4 direct labor hour dollars. So that's 1,100 times 2 times $4. That's 8,800. And for fixed, it goes back again 1,100 pots times the $2 times the $8. So this is the 17,600. So that's your allocated overhead. Now we make our corrections for our variable overhead rate. They're both unfavorable, so we debit both of those. We credit variable manufacturing overhead. We go to the fixed overhead variances. They're both favorable, so we credit those. We add them together, put it into the fixed manufacturing overhead. And now finally we've finished these products, so we add together the three amounts from the work in process that we put in. The materials used, 52,800. The direct labor was 33,000. And of course, if we go back up here, we can look to see the amount of allocated overhead at 26,400. Add those all together, it's 112,200. We put that into finished goods. We take it out of the work in process. Then the final is that we actually sell the pots. We account for the cost of goods sold, the finished goods inventory. We sold all of them, so we put it into the cost of goods sold. We take it out of finished goods for 112,200. And then the final step is that we account for the sales, 1,100 pots. We're selling them. I go way up here to the $450 each. So 1,100 times $450, $495, and that's our sales revenue. Check the answer. So very quickly, those are the journal entries. And the best thing to do is to make sure that you know what the labels are. Remember that the unfavorable variances are debited, the favorable ones are credited. And I try to explain it as best I can. You can look in the book. It will also show you or use Help Me Solve This. Okay, that's it for now.